Hey everybody, it's Michelle and this is Queer Hustle, where we interview all kinds of up-and-coming queer entrepreneurs to learn from them. And today we have Casper of the podcast Homoground. Sorry, I screwed up. Homoground. And I'm so excited. You know, when I started my current business, it was 2 or 3 years before I stopped being distracted by job postings here and there. Not that I took them or not that I interviewed, but I'd be like, "Ooh, maybe." And then finally I got to the point where I was like, no, it's stupid to even consider taking a job. Obviously that's it takes a while to kind of get to that point. So what has happened with you that's allowed you to say, you know what, I'm going to stop being distracted by that, I'm going to stop being in scarcity, and I'm really just going to focus on this because that's what needs to happen in order to take this to the next level?
Yeah, and I think maybe it took like me going through all of that to really like realize what I was doing to myself. Just because every time I would get that full-time job, then it's like, okay, great. Now I have like this financial safety, but now I don't have time to work on this project. And I realized that, by me doing that, it was really taking the energy away from what I could be putting into my project to make it that thing that could be that financial safety. There's ways that you can survive, and it doesn't have to really look like that. One job, 9 to 5, like there are other things that you can do. And it's really up to me to create those opportunities for myself. And another thing that I've been doing over the past couple of years is I was doing a coaching training. So I recently got certified as a coach. And that was kind of the thing that, when I was sitting at that desk at my 9 to 5 job and was like, I remember there was a moment where we had someone come in to talk to us about 401ks. And he was like, yeah, in 30 years. And I was like, I'm going to be sitting at this desk for 30 years. And I was just like, I have to figure out something else.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, all right, I've had this idea, or like, I've been wanting to look into life coaching. Let me, figure out what that next thing can be. Because I'm just like a person where working a 9 to 5 job is really hard for me. It's hard for me to do the same thing over and over again. I really enjoy like flexibility, being able to travel. Not that I'm doing a lot of that right now, but being able to work wherever I want to, and, all of those things that come with kind of working for yourself. And so I figured, this would be a great way for me to kind of set my life up the way that I want it to be.
Absolutely. I was just talking to a group of my clients this morning about that visibility impact, right? Like when you start to put yourself out there, when you start to get visible and people start to know who you are, what you do, what you're about, that you attract more and more opportunities that allow you to then have a bigger platform for visibility, which then attracts more things, and there becomes an exponential impact. So it's so hard to get started at first when you don't see any of that coming. And then when it starts, it can really blow up really fast.
Yeah. And yeah, actually, once you were saying that, it kind of just reminded me of like, it's not all fun and easy. There are times where there were a lot of hard things I had to do. And maybe it's not hard for other people, but like there were a lot of times where I had to go do public speaking things. And as an introvert and who's usually very anxious, like that is not a fun thing for me. So I would have like panic attacks like leading up to it. But one thing that I would just remind myself is like, okay, this isn't about me. This is about this project. This is about like all of the musicians that it's been able to spotlight and give other opportunities for. And so I think, when you have projects and you're faced with things that are scary or hard, just reminding yourself of like, why is it that you're doing this? What is the purpose of it? And just keeping that in mind. It doesn't necessarily make all of the anxieties and stuff go away, but it definitely just kind of reminds you that you're doing it for a reason. So I guess that's like advice to people out there who are like, oh, it's hard. It is hard.
It is hard, but focusing on your why is the answer every single time. Because if you make your business or your project or whatever about you, it's a roller coaster. And if you let your own emotions or your psychological state or whatever's going on with you that day be completely tied to what's going on with your business or your project, then you're going to go up and down just like it does. And that's not good. That's not healthy. right? It's so much better to just be like, I'm doing this for other people and focus on that, because then even when it's hard, you can get through and you can say, it's not about me, it's not for me. If it were for me, maybe I'd just quit because maybe that's hard today and I'd rather sit on the couch and eat chocolate today. But I am doing this for something else, something bigger than me, and that's why I keep going. That's beautiful. I love that. So if folks are listening and they want to get in on all of this, they want to support Homoground, they want to get in on your virtual co-working, how can they get in touch with you? How can they find out?
Yeah, the best place is just going to Homoground's website at homoground.com. You can listen to our episodes there. You can also subscribe to the podcast on any podcasting app. And on the website, we also have a link to our virtual co-working space. Right now, we offer it Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And it's 2-hour sessions on those days. And you can sign up. It's free. And yeah, if you're interested in supporting Homoground on Patreon, we also have a link to that as well. There's a lot of cool behind the scenes perks. So if you're one of those people who's really interested in like the process of, you know, behind the scenes of projects and also like how episodes are being made, that's a great place to join there.
Very cool. Check it out on the Homoground website. Casper from Homoground, thank you so much for being with us today. Really, really awesome to talk to you.
And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody else, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.